Can you imagine if Lunatic Plus was in games like Fates, Three Houses Engage? I wish it was, man. I really wish it was. I know a lot of people hate this game mode. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite Fire Emblem game mode. It's so dynamic. It's so challenging. Like you never know for sure what's gonna happen next, and that completely changes how you play the game. Hello, everybody. We're back with Lunatic Plus Fire Emblem Awakening. So the first thing I want to show off is Chapter 3 is the first chapter where you can skip all of the cutscenes, as I'm doing. And then you gain access to the battle preparations menu. So what you can do is you can organize your units. So first of all, I don't want Stall, I want Muriel. You can move Sully to this position here. The rest of the units don't really matter that much, because most of turn 1 is just going to be repositioning, but having Sully here is really helpful for certain enemy configurations. And then once I finish sorting my inventory, I can save the game after I'm done doing all of my battle prep and all of my sorting. That's really important because if you need to restart the chapter over and over again, it's better to restart from this position here rather than having to skip all of the cutscenes again every time. I also find it's really useful to make sure that Frederick has an Iron Lance. So I'm going to give him the Iron Lance. Sully doesn't really need it. You can give her one of the Bronze Swords. But it's better for Robin to have the Bronze Sword with more charges. I also got a D-rank sword that I'm going to give to Robin just in case they eventually reach D-rank. They need it more than Frederick does. Frederick kind of has good enough damage already. It's nice to keep one inventory slot open for Frederick because he really wants to use the Javelin. It's kind of funny in this map, because of the enemy composition, Frederick ends up using the Silver Lance, Iron Lance, and Javelin all in his starting inventory. Which feels like it would be like a lot of overlap. It would be better to have versatility, but there's just not really any need. There's no enemies that he needs to fight with a sword or an axe. It's really just lances. Everyone else, I think, pretty much has their inventory sorted out already. Let me check just to make sure. Oh yeah, we're gonna give the superior edge into the convoy finally, and then yep, I think that's everything. Okay, so we're gonna save our game here, and we're gonna start with our attempts. So if I reset for like good consistency, like there's a good chance I could clear this map on the first attempt. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start one blind attempt. I'm just going to play it, and I'm going to show you what happens if you don't reset for enemy skills on this map. So let's get right into that. You get Sumia. Sumia is a really good unit. You want to train her as much as you can in the early game, but unfortunately it's very difficult to train her on this map. So first thing I'm going to do is check these enemy skills. Okay, this guy has Luna. That's not a big deal. Not a big deal, not a big deal, not a big deal. This guy has counter. So this is one example of how to play around counter. So first of all, this guy does have counter. However, he's an archer, so if you just counter him on range, the counter skill doesn't do anything. The scarier thing here is that two enemies have Luna Plus. On the right-hand side, there's two problematic enemies. This spearman and this archer, you have to fight them at the same time. This guy having counter is really bad. This attempt probably is not going to go anywhere. If this spearman has counter, or if this knight has counter, it usually means the run is pretty much, like, I would say 80% likely to fail. But we're just going to play this out. Okay, talk to Kellum. You want to recruit him right away. Okay, so one of the things I like to do is check the total attack power of the enemies. So in this case, they have 27 plus 23 plus 22 plus 22 attack. So they're going to deal 94 total damage. Frederick is taking 4 attacks, so he gets his defense value 4 times, but it's going to be cut in half 2 of those times because of Luna Plus. So what you really have to look at is you have to consider the idea that Frederick is going to have 31 HP plus 16 defense plus 16 defense plus 8 defense plus 8 defense. That's only 79 effective HP, so 94 minus 79 is 15. So we need to get him 15 extra HP somehow. The best way to do that is either going to be through Kellum, or you're going to be relying on dodges or dual guards. If you give Kellum to Frederick, he gets 5 extra points of defense right away, and that really helps with his survivability. That would be basically 10 extra HP plus another 14 extra HP, or plus another 4 extra HP. Unfortunately, that would only be 14. So under those conditions, adding Kellum to Frederick actually wouldn't guarantee his survival anyway. So in that situation, it would actually be better to give him Crom. Let's actually check enemy skills this time. We can actually go left this time, which is good. Also, we have a really good... the configuration on the right's not the best, but we can fight these two guys if we need to, even though they both have Luna. This guy having counter is annoying, but it's not the worst thing in the world. You typically want to fight him at range anyway. Both of these two having counter is actually pretty stressful, but we'll play this attempt out. I want to move Lisa, though. It's better to have her over here at the start. Okay, this is something really cool to show off. Pass can actually work in your favor. When enemies have pass, it can actually work in your favor. Because this archer can't get past Frederick, but this lancer can get past Frederick, we can actually put Robin at the edge of his range. So what this is going to do, it's most likely going to cause the spear fighter to ignore Frederick, which also increases his survivability. This also lets us get a little bit of experience onto Robin. So we used the fact that the enemy had pass to our advantage and let one of the enemies slip past us, which is a really good level up. Yeah, unfortunately, the problem with this configuration, it improves Frederick's survivability, but it massively lowers his offense, and we don't really have the time to slowly chip down these guys. We have to kill them as fast as possible. So this is probably a failed attempt because of these enemies having, these two enemies both having Luna. We weren't able to chip down these guys because they both had counter, so we got continually forced back into a corner. This is a situation where you only have like a 20% chance of success, but I played it out anyway. One of the valuable skills is going to be recognizing early on when you have like a really low chance of success and then avoiding those attempts. Our best chance of success right now is actually to go for this. We're basically praying that Crom gets a dual strike here. 35% chance to save the run, otherwise this attempt is over. Yeah, it's over. Alright, so that's a really good example of what happens with bad RNG. The enemies will slowly force you into a corner because your turn 1 is going to be really weak, which is going to make your turn 2, you're going to be fighting from the back foot, and then your turn 3 is going to be even worse. You eventually get forced into a corner, and I was able to fight my way through where I had like a 30% chance to like maybe save the run, but it just wasn't good enough. So we're going to have a better left-hand push this time. Okay, so there's a good chance Frederick just dies here. Yeah, it's looking really bad. Okay, that's fine. So that's a good example of a case where if you want to try an attempt that has a low chance of success, it only takes about 1 minute to reset. So we did our attempt, it failed, we reset. We're back on it again already. So we're going to do the same startup really quickly. The reason I trade with Kellum before anything else is so that I can pair up Crom and Frederick together, and then Crom can have the Vulnerary in his inventory. That way, if Frederick needs either the Vulnerary or the Elixir, he can choose between them. It looks like at least one of them has pass. Unfortunately, both of them have pass. You really don't want both of them to have pass because they can kill Robin if they both attack him. So I don't need Kellum, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Kellum with Sully. Kellum-Sully is a really good pair-up. If you end up using them early on, you can build up their support ranks early, and then they can kind of snowball together. Perfect. So this is probably going to be a successful attempt. Once you get to this point, you've basically already won the map. I'm going to take 1 or 2 turns to prepare for the next phase of fighting. I'm going to unpair all my units, make sure I heal everybody up to full, make sure I get the door keys into the right inventories, make sure I get the weapons into the right inventories, etc. Most of these characters won't contribute for the top half of the map unless things go really bad. So I usually like to just pull them out of the way. Okay, you're mostly going to be relying on Crom, Robin, Sumia, Frederick, Kellum, and then this pairing right here. Okay. So these units right here are going to be able to run forward and finish off this Armor Knight on the next turn if Frederick doesn't kill it. Yeah, Stall is not the greatest. Sully is definitely the better of the early game Cavs, just because once again, I'm getting into discussion on pair-up bonuses, but pair-up bonuses in this game are so strong, and her ability to buff Frederick, and her ability to be buffed by Kellum, and her ability to be buffed by Vake, and her ability to be buffed by Virion, Stall doesn't do any of those things. Stall's options for pair-up are basically Miriel, which is not good for him, Lisa, which is not good for him, and then Sumia, who can't pair with Stall, unfortunately. Okay, so before you start the top half of the map, the things you want to check are this guy here with the hammer. If he has Hawkeye, you have to use a strategy where Robin is the one who's going to fight him. If he has counter, it's usually not a big deal. Unfortunately, if he has counter and pass, it can be very difficult to deal with him. We're going to do our best, though. These 3 enemies right here are the next ones you want to look at. Ideally, you want to be able to fight these 2 enemies on 1 turn, which we can actually do here, because they only have 24 plus 22. They only have 46 damage between them. and Frederick can take 55 damage from them even without the Kellum pair up. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using Dual Strike Man. The problem is both of these guys have counter. If they didn't both have counter, it would be okay. The reason archers with counter are very difficult is because if you attack them at range, they're going to counterattack you, and if you attack them up close, you're going to take counter damage, so there's no safe way to engage them anymore. Something like this. Okay, we're praying for a hammer dodge here. We did not dodge it. Okay. 30% chance to lose. We had to take the chance. Our only other option was to keep going back into this corridor to the right and try to find a situation where we could attack the archer. The problem is when you attack the archer, you put yourself out of position, and then you're in a situation where the Myrmidon behind him can attack you. I mentioned I probably wasn't going to keep that attempt anyway, even if I did succeed, so not the end of the world. Okay, these guys both have counter. There's no way we're doing this attempt. I'm at the point now where I'm going to start showing off quick resetting. So the reason quick resetting is good, it's not that you're resetting over and over again until the enemies have the perfect skills. Rather, you have to identify what's the worst possible situation, and you just reset to avoid the worst possible situation. Then your failed attempts will only take about 1 or 2 minutes, and your successful attempts will come more often. Okay, so this is a good attempt. This is a doable attempt already. This guy right here doesn't have counter, and these 2 enemies right here don't have counter. From this position, you can almost always win. Armor Knights in the front are better in Fates, but in Awakening, Armor Knights in the back are like almost the best that they've ever been in the entire series because of like these enemies cannot deal any damage to Frederick just from having Kellum supporting him. So even though Kellum can't fight in front, he's not a frontline fighter, he's still a top tier unit because he makes your other units better. We need Sumia and Frederick to start building supports. Even though I'm going to have Sumia marry Crom, it's still a good idea to have Sumia start building supports with Robin and Frederick because there are other units those are the other units that she wants to be fighting alongside. What's your opinion on the skill Arms Thrift? I personally think it's one of the most fun skills in the game. It's fun. It's not as powerful as people think it is. When I did my Lunatic no grinding run, I did not have Arms Thrift on a single unit, and I never had a weapon like run out of charges at any time. Like when I needed to. Like by the time my Beast Killer ran out of charges, I already had another Beast Killer. By the time my Rapier ran out of charges, I already had another Rapier. Like, it doesn't make as much of an impact as people think it does. But that's not to say that it's bad. It still has some impact because it saves you gold over time, and gold is very important in no grinding contexts. If you're allowing yourself to grind, Arms Thrift is basically useless because you can get infinite supplies anyway. If Kellum's a really good backup, who's his best partner in general? Sully, for sure. If you want to use Sully, then, or if you want to use Kellum, using Sully and Kellum together is really good, but you have to start training them early on. Otherwise, he's just really good with everyone. He makes Robin better, he makes Vake better, even though they don't even support. He makes Frederick better. I don't even know if he supports with Frederick, but either way, he makes Frederick better. Like, he makes Sumia better, even though they don't support. He makes Crom better, even though they don't support. He's just that good. Like, you literally pair him up with anybody, and it's useful. But for building support ranks, marrying him to Sully is really good. It elevates both of them from like B tier units to A tier units. And pairing him up with Frederick just allows you to chip down enemies without taking like any damage in return. Will you try using Donald? No, you cannot use Donald on Lunatic Plus. If you're not grinding. If you're grinding, you can use Donald. If you're doing no grinding, it is impossible to use Donald. You just can't train him. Spiralister says, I'm relatively new to Lunatic Plus run, so I'm sorry if I'm missing something, but wouldn't female Robin usually be better than male Robin since she can't get Dark Flyer? Sorry, since she can get Dark Flyer. No. You don't need all of the units on your army to have Gale Force. You do need Gale Force units, but I'm going to be training specific Gale Force units. My Gale Force units are going to be Sumia, Lucina, eventually Lisa. There's not really any reason to have Robin with Gale Force. I mean, it would be nice to have it. However, the downside is this. You need Robin and Crom to support each other in order to get through the early chapters, and really just in general, like having Crom and Robin at an A support makes them very strong. But if you do that with a female Robin, Robin and Crom will automatically marry each other, and this prevents you from getting Sumia with Crom. If you want to do it, you can do Crom with Robin and Sumia with Frederick, which is totally valid, but that's only 4 units. If you look at it the other way, what I'm doing is Sumia with Crom, Frederick with somebody else. So that gives me an extra. Those are 4 units right there. And then I also get Robin with either Saria or probably Saria. So that's 6 units right there. So I end up with 6 good units instead of only 4 good units, if that makes sense. Okay, so anyway, this guy's going to attack Robin. This guy's going to attack Frederick. And we should be guaranteed to survive both, unless I miscalculated something. Now, because we got into this corner position, we have to kill all of these enemies right now. We can't survive another turn. Now, I don't know what this guy's going to do. Okay, so our only chance of winning there was to get a 20% chance for a dual guard. If we got the dual guard there, we could have won. Unfortunately, we failed. This attempt is not terrible. We can actually win with those configurations. This is kind of crappy. This is actually kind of crappy, but we'll play this out. This spearman on the right having counter is kind of crappy, but we can win from here. Now we have Robin free next turn, and we also have Sumia free next turn. Frederick is guaranteed to survive here. Oh my god, that guy has counter. How did I not notice that that guy had counter? Okay, never mind. I genuinely do not understand how I missed that that guy had counter. I could have sworn I checked and he didn't have it. Okay, this is actually a good opportunity to show off a different strategy. If you get really bad RNG on the left, like the RNG on the left is not the best. If you get bad RNG on the left, what you can actually do is go to the right first. So I'm going to show off the right first strategy. The reason you don't normally go to the right first is because there's 5 enemies over here, and there's only 4 enemies over here. But if you're in a situation like this where the left side is difficult because of their skills and the right side is actually not that difficult, you can actually start by going right first. So we're going to do a right first strategy. The first time I ever did the right first strategy, I actually beat the map on my first attempt when I was doing my practice runs. So this is a pretty good chance that we might actually be able to succeed here. The thing about the right first strategy is that it changes your positioning of Lisa a little bit, so I have to be careful of that. And make sure... I'm going to make sure that I pair up Kellum with Sully this time. I keep forgetting to do that. It's very important to do that. Okay. We survive on 3. Okay, we're in really good position now. All we need to do is mop up these enemies, and then we can turn back around and reposition to fight the guys on the left. The scariest thing about this open air is that this guy can reach you pretty quickly. So we have to make sure that we don't leave anyone hanging in range of this guy. How hard does Sumia hit him? She doesn't actually hit him for 11, though. It's actually going to be significantly less. It's going to be like 4 damage. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. I double pressed the button instead of pressing the button once. I was trying to check how much damage I was going to do. I accidentally double pressed. That was another player error. I don't know if we're even going to get to chapter 4 today. Good times. This is fine. We can do this starting setup. This setup is okay. This attempt is worth doing. This is not an optimal setup. This is like 5 or 6 out of 10 RNG. This is about average. This is like what you would this is how the map will generally turn out if you don't reset for skills. Have you missed much? You were gone for about an hour. Unfortunately not. We had 1 good attempt, but I just messed it up because I double pressed the button instead of pressing once. The scary thing is that these guys... Oh, perfect. Actually, we can do the 1-pass strategy here. Okay, cool. I'm going to show off the 1-pass strategy again. People voted that they thought that I couldn't beat it, and I wanted to prove them wrong. And then I could not beat it, because I was bad. Pair up here. Potential to 1-round this guy. It's almost never happens, but there is a small chance to 1-round this guy. Didn't get it. It's fine. What we can do is we can draw him out. We have to make sure he's not going to kill us. No, there's no way he can kill us. So we can use the Virion pair up here. I'm gonna use the sword. I need to start building support with Sumia. Nice. That you dodged that attack about half the time. So that's not super unlikely to happen. That's why if that guy starts with Luna, it's not a big deal. Because a lot of times Frederick will dodge the attack anyway. And then even if he doesn't, there's like a chance to either dodge or guard against the other attacks. And then, once again, we just baited those enemies out with Robin anyway. So Frederick was never going to get focus fired this turn. Because melee units always move before range units. Grub missed. Okay, this is really good. This is about as good as our first attempt was at the start of the run, when we only had one enemy alive on low HP. You expected RNG and player capability to bite me for most of this stream because of what I said earlier. Yeah, I know. I was bragging about how I did like 4 successful attempts over the week while I was getting ready for this stream, and like my time, I was getting my time consistently like down from like an hour to like 30 minutes. Like I could clear this map in like 30 minutes. Now it's probably going to take me 2 hours. I will say this is basically the best possible opener. So there's a really good chance that we can win from this position, but I'm not going to make another poll yet. I'm going to wait. If we get to the top half of the map, I'm going to make a poll to see if we can win from there. You can almost always win from the top. If you get to the top half of the map, you can almost always win. Okay, this guy 100% does not have counter. Gotta make sure of that. These guys both have resistance against physical attacks, which is annoying. But that's even more of a reason why we have to get Frederick to double these guys. For that reason, I'm going to do something a little bit strange. No, I have to keep Crom with him because he needs to get dual strikes as much as possible. Can we let Sumia get this kill? We can. Sumia can potentially get this kill, so I'm going to let her get this kill if she can. Problem is, if I put her here, she stands in Robin's way if she misses. Hold on, let me do this really quick. Switch him to the Iron Sword. This way, if I miss and Frederick dual strikes, he'll get sword experience. Alright, 85% chance to get some experience onto Sumia. And even if she misses, she's going to get support rank with Frederick. Perfect. Even better. Best possible outcome. You really want to start grinding Sumia as early as possible. Now, I would have liked to do Sumia Frederick here, but I have to keep Frederick and Crom because dual strikes play around Pavis. So when I hit these enemies, Frederick's going to be doing half damage, but Crom, if he dual strikes, he will still be doing full damage. So it's very important to use dual strike man here. I'm going to do this. Separate these units. You're going to go here. Kellum, I have to move him back because he can't run away later if I need him to. I can get away with just using the Vulnerary here, so I'm going to do that. Equip my Javelin. I'm actually going to keep the Rapier equipped for higher accuracy, just because these guys one of these guys uses a Lance, and if I dual strike, I really want it to hit, so the extra 10 accuracy matters a lot. I'm going to use my boosted magic score to heal Robin back up in case Robin needs to fight next turn. I'm going to have Sully behind Frederick, just in case, and then Vake can grab Muriel and separate her. Okay. Dual strike, man. Oh, yes. That's the Crom we know and love. There we go. That was delicious. Oh, God. This is why that right there is the reason why I say Crom is one of the best designed lords in this series. There's no other lord in the series who plays the same way as what I just did. That was just so epic. There probably is a Lunatic Plus mod for like maybe the other games, but the problem is they probably didn't do it the same way. Because people hate Lunatic Plus, if anybody ever did like a Lunatic Plus mod for Fates, they would probably do it. They'd be like, oh, I recreated Lunatic Plus, but I took out all the stuff that people hate. But it's like, I don't want them to take out the stuff that people hate. I want to play like this experience that I'm playing right now, where you can get insanely hyped when Crom lands a dual strike because it actually matters. It's not like Lunatic mode where landing dual strikes doesn't matter because you can just kill everything anyway, whether you land them or not. Alright. 2 enemies with counter. These 2 are going to be annoying to deal with. There's actually no good way to fight these guys. So I think I want to do... Is there anyone other than Frederick that can kill this archer? I just need... With a Sully pair-up, I'm pretty sure Virion can do it. Yes. Our damage is not going to get cut in half because we're using a bow. So I'm going to put Virion here. There's a very important reason that I'm doing this, and it's because I want my other units to be ready on the next turn. I want everyone to be split up, and everyone needs to be ready to like jump out and attack next turn. Because this is the only way we're going to fight these counter units without getting overwhelmed. So you're going to go here. We're going to heal you back up. I'm pretty sure these units can get out of here already with no problems. Yes. So let's do this. Kellum back here. It's okay if we put Muriel on the forest because she has 2 range, so she doesn't need to move as far to contribute. And then we're going to put Robin next to Virion because they support with each other. I'm going to use my action to separate rather than use a vulnerary. I think offense is going to be more important than defense. Okay, because we did this, we can now fight this guy alone because the knight can only move 4 spaces. So if we put Frederick at the edge of his range, even though he has counter, Frederick can kill this guy. And I'll show you how we're going to do it. We're going to hit him for 20 damage, and we're going to hit ourselves for 20 damage. He's going to hit us for 4 damage. We're going to have 7 HP left over. Then we're going to hit him for another 20 damage, and we're going to kill him. So the only thing we need to do to enable that is to make Frederick fast enough to double this guy, which we can do with Crom's pair-up bonus. Because Crom has a C rank bonus with Frederick already, he gets an extra +1 speed on top of the class bonus. So we're going to deal 20 damage to ourselves. He's going to deal 4 damage to us, and then we're going to kill him, and we're not going to take counter damage because we're going to kill him. So all we need to do is stand at the edge of this guy's range. Let me find out what that is. I think I can actually stand right here. Yes, I can. I can actually stand right here where Sumia is standing. I have to be careful, though, because I want to make sure that the other units around Frederick don't get attacked. The reason to stand here is because it allows me to use these forests, which I will show in a second, after I get Robin out of the way. I just want to make sure I split up my other units safely first, and correctly. So first of all, these forests are going to stop this guy from running over here, which makes all of these tiles over here safe. I wonder if I maybe should have healed Robin instead. The second thing is that because this guy can't go all the way around Frederick, I can actually put Robin right behind Frederick, which allows us to get the benefit of their C rank support bonuses. So that's a safe spot. Here, that allows us to move Kellum up here, and then we end up with these 2 units in the corner who can jump out next turn as needed. 20 damage to ourselves. Perfect. He also even used the forest, which actually helped us because it made us deal 1 less damage to ourselves. Now we only have to kill 2 enemies in a single turn. We've been struggling and almost killing 3 to 4 enemies in a single turn. Our ability to kill 2 enemies in a turn is just, like, so much easier. I almost want to just have Frederick hit this guy. He can't kill us. He can if I use the Iron Sword, though, which is unfortunate because I actually want to use the Iron Sword. If I use the Lance, he can't kill me. I think having Robin here is going to be very important. Which pair-up was it that allowed me to double those guys? Can't remember. I know I can clear this, I'm just trying to think if there's a way I can do it that would, like, for example, allow me to get experience onto Sumia. She can't fight this guy safely, but she can if I get his health low enough. I think this is going to be good. 7 damage on this guy, that's almost guaranteed. It's almost a guarantee that we want to chip him for 7 damage if we can. There's no reason not to. Can Sully fight him? Sort of. She doesn't really contribute a lot, though. Oh, hold on, I won't kill him because he has Pavis. So I actually need to go all out here. I can't afford to screw around. It's a good thing I caught that. Okay, we're gonna do this. Frederick's gonna survive with 1 HP. Nice, 2 dual strikes. That's even better. Alright, well, since we got a couple dual strikes anyway, let's, is there a way to get Crom and Robin together after allowing Muriel and Robin to fight together? I think it's possible. I'm going to try something here. It's going to be very strange. So first of all, I'm going to give her the Thunder Tome. I'm going to equip the Fire Tome. I'm going to pair up with her. She's going to double him. She's got... Unfortunately, she doesn't have 2 chances to crit. I would need 1 more person standing next to me to get a chance to crit. Maybe this? No, this doesn't work. Okay. Ellery has 2 chances to dual strike. We didn't get it, that's fine. Now what I can do is I can pass Ellery over here. No, this doesn't work actually, because they're both in the back. Well, I'm gonna have to do this anyway. Let me think of who is my least useful unit right now. It's probably Sully. Yes, Sully does 0 damage. So we can go like this. We can go like this. switch, and go like this. This will allow us to get the kill. It's not the way I wanted to do it, but it worked out. Last time, the reason we failed was because the hammer guy had counter, and we had to take a... It was basically we had like a 70% chance to win, but we got the bad RNG, and he killed us. This guy right here is never a problem. You just have to fight him a different way depending on what skills he has. A lot of these guys have counter, don't they? Oh my god, like all of them have counter. Wow, this is obnoxious. It's not unwinnable, it's just very annoying. The fact that they have counter means that they don't have pass. Keep that in mind. Oftentimes. Well, they can't have counter and pass, but it's very rare. Of course, the one that we don't want to have counter and pass is the one that does have counter. This is the same RNG we got last time. This guy had counter and pass, but it's actually worse because now all of these guys have counter too. This is a nasty starting configuration. And look, all these guys have physical resistance too, which makes Frederick weaker against them. This is actually a really bad RNG for the top half. It's winnable though. You can pretty much always win the top half if you're careful enough. You just have to whittle down the enemies. Alright, this guy has guaranteed hit rate, physical resistance. We're just going to do Kellum here. No reason to get fancy. We are going to have to spend a couple of turns healing, so let's do that. Alright. This guy's going to hit us for a pathetic, like, 5 damage. And then I'm going to do this. We're hitting him for 8 damage, even though he has Pavis. That's crazy. Okay, Robin might be able to just kill this guy right now. Yes. Let me equip the Falchion. Gonna get Robin some more experience. No dual strike, man. That's fine. Alright, let's go for a good level up here. Oh my god. We gotta win this attempt now. We cannot lose that level up. That is too good. That is too good. Alright, now we have to think very, very carefully about how we're going to fight these enemies up here. If there's any way that we can engage these two at the same time, we need to do it, but I don't think we can. The next question is, can we kill this guy if we fight him alone? It's going to be very difficult because he has counter and Pavis. So I'm going to have to do some math here. And I've got to be very careful not to double click again like I did last time. That was a nightmare. Okay, we hit ourselves for 27, and then he hits us for 4. Is there any way that we can one-shot this guy? No, sorry. Keep in mind, he has Pavis. He has Pavis. He has Pavis. Do not forget, this guy has Pavis. It's very important. We're going to hit ourselves for 13 damage, and then he's going to hit us for 4. If we bring Crom with us, we can hit him for 13 damage twice, which is 26, and then if Crom lands a single dual strike, we can kill this guy in 1 turn. How much damage can this guy do to us? More than I would like. I'm going to deal with this guy on the next turn. I'm going to deal with this guy in 1 turn, and I'm going to deal with the other guy in the next turn. We need to maximize our dual strike chance, so we're going to send Crom. What's our hit rate? 103. This guy's 24 Void. I'm actually going to equip the Rapier for better hit chance, because we really, really want this to hit. We really, really, really want to get a dual strike here. So our goal here is going to be... We basically got 2 chances to land a dual strike. This strategy has about a 78% chance of success. If it fails, it's not like we lose the run either. So it's just like a 78% chance to get a really good, favorable outcome. And then if we fail, then we fail. No big deal. If it succeeds... Nice. Yeah, and then because we killed him with the second attack, we didn't take counter damage. Now, because that succeeded, we can fight this guy alone on the next turn. So we just have to draw him out. To this space right here with the lamps. And this guy won't be able to reach us. We'll be 1 turn out of his range. What's our encounter look like with the Javelin? So we're going to deal 8 plus 8 damage. It's not going to be enough to even really put a dent in his HP, unfortunately. What about Robin? I don't think Robin is worth it this turn, but it might be worth it to use Robin next turn. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's actually better to have Robin chip him down this turn, and then Frederick kill him on the following turn. No, it's better to do Frederick this turn, because then we can adjust our strategy based on the dual strike RNG that we get. Yes, this is the correct line of play. I'm going to start backing up our other units because we're going to have to retreat. We might not be able to hold this choke point. Once again, we're kind of praying for dual strikes here, but if we don't get them, it's not a big deal at all. So we're going to stand right here with the Javelin equipped. We only need the Falchion. We don't need the boosted accuracy here because the archers don't have good dodge rates. I probably should have used the Vulnerary there. That was a foolish mistake. Not a huge deal, though. This guy actually doesn't deal a lot of damage to us. So it's actually not that big of a deal. And then Robin just gets out of there. Okay, this should be guaranteed survival. The only RNG on this turn is whether or not we land a dual strike, and if we do, it's going to be good. If we don't, oh well. Nice. Oh, we missed it. So maybe we should have done the Rapier. Okay, this is perfect, because he actually body blocked the fighter, which is going to allow us to split these guys up even further. Can Robin guaranteed kill this guy now? I would need magic and speed. I don't think I can get both. No, no way. So it might be better to just keep using Frederick here. Yeah, for sure, Frederick's better here. The problem is it's giving these guys more of a chance to catch up as well. I still think this is fine, though. So we're going to back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And we can actually use the trees to our advantage next turn if we stand in this position, so this is a good position. We can heal him back to full, so it's actually a good thing that we didn't waste the Vulnerary last turn, because we could heal him back to, up to full with Lisa anyway. Okay, so we're gonna attack twice with the Javelin here. If we get a dual strike, Crom gets experience. If we don't get a dual strike, we kill this enemy anyway. So this turn, nothing matters. No matter what happens, it's a favorable outcome for us. Keep backing up my other units, and we have another door key as well, so we can open up that other door on the other side if we need to. No dual strike, that's fine. Frederick will get a level up. Level 5. We're praying for a good level up. Skill, defense, not bad actually. Not bad. I don't complain about that at all. Okay. The next thing we have to do is deal with this enemy. I think we can kill him even with counter damage in the consideration. Can Ellery do it? Probably not. I think Ellery would need to dodge him. No. Yeah, Ellery can't do it. Frederick. We have to rely on Frederick again. This is fine. We can use the Iron Sword. We're going to deal 36 damage. He's going to hit us for 10. We're going to hit ourselves for 18. So we have to make sure we have more than 28 HP, which we will have more than 28 HP. So we're totally fine here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually going to stand right here in the tile that he wants to stand in. Equip the Iron Sword. Falchion. Once again, the Falchion is good because if we land dual strikes, we'll get experience on Crom. If we don't land dual strikes, it just doesn't matter at all. There's no bad outcome here. We're always going to kill this guy. And he's guaranteed to hit us too, so it's like there's really no RNG on this turn at all. Everything's going to happen exactly how we predicted. The only thing that can change is if Crom lands a dual strike and gets experience. Perfect. Okay, here's where things are going to start to get tricky. Frederick is so fast, by the way. He has 13 speed. Can you even think, like, wrap your head around that? He's supposed to be like a tank, and he has 13. He's like my fastest unit. I think he's faster than Sumiya. He's faster than Sumiya. Alright, this guy having counter is really annoying. Like, really annoying. I think we again have, because this guy has counter and pass, I think we again have to use the strategy where we have to kind of try to dodge attack from the hammer. The difference this time is that our dodge rate is actually a lot better. We can lower his chance to hit down to 9%, which is really good. But this, we can't do it because this guy has Luna. This guy's Luna, so this guy will kill us. Because what's going to happen is we're going to deal 18 damage to ourselves, and then this guy is going to deal another 14 damage to us. Oh no, Frederick can survive on 1 HP. Hold on a second. Plus I'll have the bonus from the forest. Okay, hold on. We're going to start retreating and healing. We can actually survive this. And we don't even have to use an elixir because we can heal Frederick while we run away. I want to get the door key onto someone who can open the door on the other side. So I'm going to do this. Convoy. Door key. Take. Wait here. Lisa. is going to take the door key, heal Frederick. I think we're good. I think we're actually in a really good position right now. I wouldn't say we're sandbagging exactly, we're just moving to more favorable terrain so that we can increase our chance of victory from like 80% to like over 90%, which is much better odds. This configuration here will allow us to end our turn in the forest and fight both enemies, I think. Unless we get super screwed over by RNG. And also we're going to open this door over here so our other units can start retreating through the choke point if they need to. The only thing to be careful of is this knight up here. He might turn around and come back the other way to pincer us, but he's so slow it would honestly take him forever to get over there anyway. Right. Okay, so this turn is the turn that we're going to fight. So we have to be careful about this guy here, because he has counter. So all we have to do is stay out of his range, and then be in range of these two enemies both. That is going to give us a... He's going to have a 9% chance to hit us, which is actually less than 9%. It's like, I don't remember exactly how it works, but I think we're going to have close to a 99% chance of victory, as crazy as that sounds. If he hits us, does he even kill us? He actually doesn't, but we'll kill ourselves with counter damage anyway. Plus, if he hits us, this guy will kill us with Luna. So yeah, we have to dodge this hammer, which I really hate doing, but there's just no other way around it. The only other, well, the other way around it would be to have Ellery fight him, but we can't do that because he has counter. If he didn't have counter, so normally if this guy doesn't have counter, what you do is you have Robin fight him, so that Frederick doesn't have to dodge the hammer. But when he has counter, you have to do this. The other thing I can do is I can actually put my support partners next to me. I'm gonna have to slowly open this door, so I don't have to open it next turn. This is going to maximize my chance of dodging as well. This gives me an extra crit and dodge chance by having allies next to me. Okay, now Luna should do 14 damage to us. We got the dual guard. We got the dual guard. Let me check how much Luna would have done. It was 14, I'm pretty sure. 22 minus 8 is 14. Yeah, that would have been... So we would have survived on 1 HP anyway, but the dual guard, even better. Yeah, like I said, it's about 1%. Because... true hit. And then on top of that, though, we actually had an avoid bonus because we had support partners with us. So we very likely actually reduced the chance to straight up 0%. Now, because we did that, we can fight the archer safely on enemy phase. So we're going to keep backing up. I need to figure out how to get the rest of my units out of here, though, so let me do that first. So the first thing I'm going to do is get these two out of here. This is going to create room where my other units can stand. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need him to be standing where Vake is standing. So let's get Vake out of the way. I have to be careful though, because I actually need to get Virion. I need to get Virion and Sumia and all of the others out of here too. So I might have kind of been overestimating this. In the worst case scenario, I can actually have Frederick just stand here. This will block the archer from getting by, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to use a vulnerary though, which I don't have access to. Can I fight him? If I have to fight him, I can. The worst case scenario is if Sumia gets left in range of this archer. Virion probably can't fight him with his current stats either. So we have to keep that in mind. I'd like for Lisa to heal Frederick, but it's not a necessity, because he actually survives on 1 HP anyway. Actually, it might be better to just drop down to 1 HP. That will allow me to get everyone else out of here safely. I might still be okay. Yeah, we can get everyone out of here. Now what we need to do is have Frederick stand here with the javelin equipped, and I actually don't need to use a healing item because I will survive on 1 HP no matter what happens. So this is going to look crazy, but I'm going to survive on 1 HP and I'm going to kill this guy. We've still got the falchion equipped, so any dual strikes we land are just a source of experience for Crom. Oh, we survived on 2. I wonder if it rounded differently than what I expected. Okay, now technically we could fight this guy using the same strategy of just hitting ourselves with counter damage and surviving. Because... will only take 23 damage, and we can easily get more than 23 HP. It might be better to draw him out and then chip his health down first, though. I'm actually going to reposition and heal my units just while I have a turn to do that anyway. And then no matter what happens after that, I can just stop the enemy in this choke point. This will give me a chance to heal Frederick back up. So this is how like Lunatic Plus is a lot different from like LTC play. Is that you're not trying to go as fast as possible. You're trying to be as safe as possible. I'm not intentionally going slow, but I'm trying to be safe. So like I take an extra turn to heal Frederick. You wouldn't do this on LTC. You would find a way to do it without, you know, wasting that extra turn healing Frederick. That's the key difference. I need Crom in order to double this guy. Although I wonder if doubling him is actually not the play. I wonder if just hitting him once is the play and then letting someone else get the experience. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go a little bit off script. I've never tested this before, but I want to try it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Virion instead. The +2 defense is gonna offset the +2 attack. So he's gonna deal 1 damage to us. We're gonna deal 22 damage to ourselves. We're gonna damage him down to 9 HP. I have to make sure Virion can't kill him because I actually don't want Virion to kill him. So we're actually gonna unequip Virion so Virion does not kill him. Make sure the knight, yeah, the knight just can't get anywhere near us. This guy does not have pass, so we can do this. We can block him right here, this choke point. Switch to the Iron Lance. Here, because he doesn't have pass, we can safely heal back up. Now next turn, we can either get chip damage by shooting over Frederick's shoulder, or ideally, we can set up a situation where Sumiya can kill this guy. That's what I really want Sumiya to kill this guy. Totally fine. 22 damage to ourselves. We can take that easily. She needs 7 extra damage, so she cannot deal enough at this rate. Fire does 7. Okay. Check this out. This is the other best way to play around counter. You unequip all of Frederick's weapons, and you turn him into a wall. So this guy can only hit Frederick for 1 point of damage, and Frederick won't hit himself with counter because he doesn't have a weapon equipped. Then, I hit him with fire to deal 7 damage to him. Let me put Crom next to me. Now he has 2 HP left. Now on the next turn, Sumiya can kill this guy. And the knight still can't reach me. So I'm going to pair up Crom with Sumiya. I'm going to put him here just in case, in the worst case scenario, if everything goes wrong. What's my matchup look like here? I got a 99% chance to hit him, and he can't kill me no matter what. I think I'm just going to take the shot. If I miss, I'll just let Robin do it. Perfect. So that's another 30-something experience on Sumiya. That's going to pay off big time later, because you really need her to snowball as fast as possible. The next enemy to worry about is this knight. I'm going to heal Frederick again. Now, we might be able to stop the knight in this choke point and then chip him down unless he has pass. He does not have pass. He does have Luna, but he doesn't have counter. So this is actually an enemy that we can just fight straight up. We just have to be aware of the fact that we're going to take a little bit of extra damage. We've basically already won the map, by the way. I haven't even looked at what skills the boss have, but there's nothing they can do to stop us at this point. Unless I do something really stupid, this map is done. I don't think there's any way for Sumiya to damage this guy. Maybe with a Vake pair up. I want to see if there's like any way for Sumiya to deal like 1 damage to this guy. And if there's any way for me to let him survive on like 1 HP as well. 26. No, it's not going to be 26. It's going to be 12 damage. He's going to deal a lot to me, but not enough to even come near killing me. Virion can damage this guy, so let's do this. Gonna put my support partners next to me. Split them up just in case we need to. I think we're done with Sully for now. I don't think we're gonna use her again. 17, that's fine. Oh, we got Luna against him. That's funny. I forgot that Frederick even had Luna because he hadn't triggered it yet. Okay, he's down to 20 HP. I don't want to crit him, which it looks like I cannot do. I'm gonna unequip. Gonna do this. Chip. That's fine. I know how to play around this. Go like this. Give her the fire tome. Pair it with Lisa. Lisa heals. Okay. If she can damage this guy with a Vake pair up, we're gonna have Frederick sandbag this turn. 17 damage, that's fine, we take it. Okay. Gonna hit him with fire. Now Sumiya from this position deals 16 damage, and he has only 13 defense. Am I guaranteed to hit him though? I also have to be careful because he has Pavis, so I need to make sure I'm dealing at least 2 damage to him. Which I think I do. I think I deal 3 damage to him, which is going to round down to 1. So I can kill him. I'm going to move Frederick out of the way first. Sumiya's going to come in. She's 100% chance to hit him, so we're guaranteed to get this kill here. And that's a level up for it's very rare to get Sumiya a level up on this map. I worked very hard. Oh my god, and I was rewarded. Free at last, free at last. That was a great level up. It's very hard to get Sumiya to level 2 on this map. This is actually a very bad map for her. She doesn't start to get better until later. The fact that we got her an extra level here means that she can potentially fight Lucina safely on the next chapter, and that will allow her to gain even more experience, which will allow her to snowball out of control even more. This is a very good start for Sumiya for this run. The only way this can go wrong is if she starts to get really bad level ups, but her very first level up was very strong. Okay, we're going to reorganize our troops and get ready to fight the boss now. I kind of want to have Frederick run around and grab all the shiny spots. Oh, we got an Erica's Blade. That's really good. We get an Alms Blade too. Alms Blade is a good B-rank sword, which Frederick can actually use. Alright, so I want to show one thing off first. This guy doesn't have Luna? No. Okay, she does not have Luna. If this boss does not have Luna, you can actually train Muriel on this map by pairing her up with Kellum. This is one of the reasons why Kellum is just unbelievable. This is Muriel at base. She has 33 experience. She has not leveled up a single time. This is Kellum at base. We just got him. She can only deal 17 damage to Muriel. The only way this doesn't work is if the boss has Luna Plus. Every other configuration this works. You can have Muriel repeatedly hit this enemy until she gains a level. Or 2 levels, or even 3 levels. And the enemy will eventually break their short spear. I'm not going to do that. I'm not planning on using Muriel for this run. I think it would actually be more important for me to train Robin, so I'm actually going to do that instead. I'm actually going to take 1 extra turn just to trade over the Fire Tome. For more accuracy, though. Like I said, this is very much not LTC. I'm taking the extra turns that I need to figure out my strategy. Is there any way for Viren to damage her? No. So I'm actually going to unequip his bow so he doesn't waste charges. Lisa hasn't acted yet, so I'm actually going to attack here. Totally safe. Then we just go like this. Heal back up. Is there any way for Sumiya to deal any damage to her? The tricky thing is the boss has Vantage Plus, so I have to make sure that she can't deal any damage to Sumiya. This would be Sumiya's highest damage configuration. I can actually deal 2 damage to her with Sumiya. If I can get this boss down to 2 HP, I can kill her with Sumiya. So keep that in mind, if we can get her down to 2 HP. In fact, Frederick might even be stronger. Okay, with Frederick, it's kind of the same outcome, but we get support rank with Frederick, which is more valuable to us. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep Frederick and Sumiya together. And if I ever get the boss down to 2 HP, I'm going to let Sumiya steal the kill so she can get some more experience. Because I don't want to waste heal staff charges, I'm going to do this. This is going to make it so that whenever Chrom lands a dual strike, we deal a ton of damage with the Rapier. Unfortunately, we can't afford to attack here. The boss has Hawkeye Plus, so they're always going to hit us. I might switch back to the Thunder Tome. Nice. Yeah, we're getting extra damage from our Rapier shots. Okay, I have to switch back to the Thunder Tome for the crit rate and the higher damage. Okay, we'll do 1 more turn of this, and then we'll see if we can find a way to get Sumiya the kill. Assuming we don't actually... We actually could just kill the boss out right here with either a crit or a dual strikes. Oh, we got them down to 3 HP. Sumiya can almost take them out. Well, what it might be worth doing is having Sumiya get chip damage anyway, just so she gets a little bit more experience from fighting this boss, and then we'll give the kill to someone else. So we're gonna do this. This should be 100% safe. The boss is guaranteed to hit us for 15 damage, but it won't kill us. Sumiya will hit the boss twice. Actually, we have 2 chances to dual strike here. If we dual strike here, Sumiya and Frederick will both get experience. If we don't dual strike here, then we just have to make sure we kill the boss before enemy phase. Okay, that's fine. We got 9 extra experience out of Sumiya. We have to make sure we heal before we attack, so we don't get killed by Vantage Plus. Then I'm going to trade back the Fire Tome, so we don't waste Thunder Tome charges. And that's Chapter 3. And we did it. Oh my god, a rescue staff early. We don't have the money. This would be really good if we had the money, but we can get a rescue staff from this paralog anyway. Having 2 would be even better than having 1, I have to say. But I think, like I mentioned, this is kind of like the discussion I had earlier about Arms Thrift. When I did no grind before, I never ran out of the stuff that I needed. So I think I don't need to buy an extra rescue staff this early. I gotta be careful because enemies can now spawn on the map. It's very annoying. In fact, that one is blocking the wind tome that I need. I need to buy this wind tome, but there's an enemy blocking it. Very frustrating. You want to buy strength and defense tonics right now. I usually buy around 6 of each. This is a lot of money. This is a lot of my starting funds. The reason I buy these, this is a lot of your starting money. It's because if an enemy spawns on this tile, you won't be able to buy them later, and you can get into a situation where like you're almost soft-locked because you need strength and defense tonics, but you can't buy them. Alright, I do want to at least attempt Chapter 4 today. Chapter 4 is the easiest of the early game chapters, so there's a good chance we can clear this. So we're going to select our units. Yeah, I'm going to do the Lisa strategy. The Lisa strategy allows you to heal without relying on consumables, but your offense is a little bit weaker. That's the problem. This is one of those maps where you can win with like almost any starting configuration. The trick is to put Sumiya here, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So here's the reason why starting Sumiya in this position is good. It's because Frederick gives a +1 movement bonus, and this allows Frederick to reach this guy. You can fly over here with Sumiya and then switch around and have Frederick kill this guy. Okay, we're gonna do this strategy. This strategy here is where you go all in on the center. Because I don't want to attack this guy with the javelin anyway, I'm gonna do this and fight him with the iron sword instead. Then we can take that. I'm gonna use the bronze sword. I really need sword rank, so I'm gonna attack him with the sword just to raise my sword rank. Make sure to equip the falchion. I'm gonna put Virion next to them to give a support bonus, and Lisa next to him to give a support bonus. This turn itself is gonna be fairly safe. However, this is not a strong opener. There's a very solid chance that we're gonna get overwhelmed on turn 2 or turn 3. Because our opener right now is really slow. I wish Sumiya could have gotten it that hit. Oh my god, pathetic damage. Yeah, this is the problem with this opener, is that it's very slow. You can do this. You can recover by doing this. The problem is this guy can hit me for about 20 damage. He's gonna hit me for 17 damage. I only have 15 HP. I can't kill him, though. So let's do this. This is why we brought Lisa. This is going to allow us to do this. I think if Sumiya hits here, we might actually kill this guy before he attacks us. No, he got the crit. That's fine. This is one of those things where like you just have to risk the crit. I want to try something else this time. I'm not loving the Sumiya opener right now. Ooh, this is a nightmare situation. Okay, so this time our Frederick situation is a little bit worse. Our Robin situation is a little bit better, but Robin has to dodge this this axe. Sumia got experience. Okay, we didn't get the dodge. God, that's nasty. Yeah. You can't win if these guys have counter. I don't know, maybe it's winnable. Okay, I'm strongly considering doing the Javelin opener. It's a little more risky, but it will prevent us from having to deal with this guy using counter. Didn't go the way that I wanted. It would be more ideal to equip a tome here, but I really want to raise my sword rank, so I'm going to do this. This run's probably bricked. I wanted to test the Javelin opener. It didn't work, but at least I tested it out. Oh, I forgot to... I was supposed to trade the Javelin into his hands. That's a misplay on my... If I traded the Javelin into his hands, he would have just killed this guy. This guy would be dead now. That would have accelerated us so much. And now we have to deal with a 14% crit chance again. That was bad. That was a huge misplay on my part. It's not easy to make blunders on this chapter because it's so short. I just made a crazy blunder. How do I want to recover? Is there any way to recover from this position? Silver Lance. The problem with the Silver Lance is that the Knight is going to kill me. I'm going to kill myself with counter damage. I have a plan. This is another Lunatic Plus strategy. It's very strange, but it does work. We're going to use our Silver Lance to one-shot this guy, so that we don't have to deal with counter or his crit rate. And then this guy has counter. We're going to take away the Silver Lance, so that we don't hurt ourselves with counter damage. I really messed up there when I forgot to trade the Javelin over. This is fine. We didn't want Frederick to attack this turn. Okay, the problem now is these guys with the short axes. We basically had already failed this map as soon as I forgot to equip that Javelin. I'm just doing my best. In theory, we can still win from here. We take this guy out with Frederick. The run's not over yet. It's close. It's close, but it's not over yet. Oh, never mind. I forgot that guy could reach Robin. I should have just kept my tome equipped. It's fine. This attempt right here was already like extremely bricked. As soon as I forgot to pass that Javelin over. I think it's worth trying even if the enemies have really bad skills, because this chapter is a lot easier. It's a lot easier to recover. Okay, we got counter on the left side. God, everyone has counter. Literally everyone has counter. Even Lucina has counter. It's actually pretty rare to see Lucina with counter. Counter. Oh my, literally everyone. Oh my god, every single enemy has counter. Okay, hold on. This attempt's not worth playing. That's a moment where even I'm going to reset. That's crazy. You can't, there's no way to play around that. Okay. But it only takes 30 seconds. Much better configuration. Yes, much better. It's actually fine when Lucina has counter too, by the way. It's usually not that bad. Okay, this guy has counter. That's problematic. This guy doesn't, right? No. Okay, so hold on. What we need to actually do is switch the position of our units. I was getting too fixated on putting Frederick on the left side. I just realized what we need to do is switch the position of our units. So this guy, we want to use Robin against him. Honestly, as much as I want to trade my Sword Rake, I think it's better to just use the Thunder Tome. Switch, go like this. Now Frederick can fight this guy who has counter. When you get bad RNG, or you get the RNG that you don't want, you can still play out the attempt. I just put Frederick here and Robin here instead. And this essentially gives me a chance to recover. She can't even inherit counter. Yeah, that's true. She can't even inherit counter. That's weird. She can't even get it. I don't think there's any way for her to get it. There's literally no way for Lucina to get counter. Now that you mention it. Okay, we survive on 3, and then we kill this guy. This is a strong opener. We can win from this position. We have to take out the mages now. So in order to accelerate our right-hand advancement, I'm going to do this. I want to make sure this guy doesn't hit me with counter, though. So I want to stand at the very edge of his range. I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to equip the Javelin. I'm going to trade with Sumia. I'm going to get my Elixir. I'm going to use the Elixir. Now I can survive. I can always survive here. Now I need to get the rest of my units out of range of these two. What I want to do is have Robin fight this unit. I think that's the best possible chance we have of winning from this position. From here, Lisa will be able to heal us without standing in range of any enemies. If we get HP, resistance, HP's good. Speed's great. Resistance is great. All of these are good. All of these things are good. Okay. We're very, very, very safe on the left-hand side. It's only the... So we're doing a risky right-hand side, but if we succeed, we'll have a huge advantage on the next turn. So I'm taking a calculated risk here. Robin is guaranteed to be safe. Dual strikes are great. No crit. Nice. Alright, this short axe guy might have a crit chance too. In fact, it's very likely. No crit. Nice. Miss, that's fine. Perfect. That is the best possible way that could have gone. This guy we can handle as long as we're at full HP. We might have to sandbag a turn on the right side, but which is fine because we actually gained a turn by making that risky play. Okay, I don't want to risk a 4% crit. He has Vantage though, so we have to risk it no matter what. But I don't want to waste Javelin charges. I think it's better to run away here. This guy doesn't have Vantage, so I'm going to do this. I know what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do. Yeah, we're going to switch lanes. We're going to pull Frederick over here to fight this guy. I'm going to have Virion grab Crom and separate him. Yes. That way, Robin and Crom have more flexibility next turn. Nice. 2 hammer charges. Not ideal, but it's better than dying. Okay, so the left lane is almost completely cleared out. The problem is Lucina is going to start moving soon. We really want to clear the rest of the enemies this turn if we can. Or if not, get ourselves into a position where the rest of the enemies will die on enemy phase this turn. Okay. I think I'm going to fight the short axe guys this turn and fight the knight next turn. So here's how we do that. So how much damage does he deal to us? He only deals 9 damage to us. What a clown. He has no chance of killing us. So instead of that, I'm going to bank on our chance to dodge him. So I'm going to go like this. Right here. Javelin. I wish I had a hatchet or something. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have picked up the Renown rewards before going to this chapter. I'm such a fool. Oh my god. If I fail this attempt, I'm going to go grab those items. I'm not going to grab all of the Renown rewards. I talk about this in my Lunatic Plus video. Lunatic Plus is balanced around the fact that you will probably get the Levin Sword and the early second seal and the Orson's Hatchet because you have to clear Lunatic before you can unlock Lunatic Plus. So I'm not going to grab all of the Renown rewards, but I will grab the rewards that you would normally get just from beating Lunatic, if that makes sense. This is totally safe. We're totally safe here. The enemies cannot... There was no chance, no risk for us to lose there. The only chance for us to lose from now on is if Lucina gets us, which she definitely can. She's very dangerous. This guy has Vantage, so we have to fight him straight up. That's the problem. Actually, amazingly, Sumia can fight him, even with Vantage in play. So let me get the Rapier. I'm going to go for a dual strike here. We've been doing this all stream. I would like for it to happen at least one time where we get the dual strike kill on this guy. Not even close. Not even close. Okay, hold on. We need to get out of this guy's range then. Oh, we cannot get out of his range. Okay. Is 19... Oh my god, this is actually our winning play. Dude, this is about to be based. Be prepared for Lisa tanking. Lisa, the gamer tank. I can take him out with the... I think Hammer is less valuable than the Silver Lance. So I'm going to take him out with the Hammer. Now this clown is about to attack Lisa. He cannot double her, he cannot one-shot her. We are about to tank with Lisa. You've never seen this before. You've never seen strategies this epic. Okay, now the problem is Lucina's going to kill us. And that's an issue. For sure. Vantage is fine. Even if we didn't dodge that, we were totally safe. Okay, actually, we can beat Lucina. We can beat Lucina. The problem is Lucina has counter. Lucina with counter is a lot more deadly. 27 damage. Plus, we have to risk a crit. So we're going to do this. Iron Sword. Support bonus, that's fine. We're gonna heal back up. This should prevent us from killing ourselves with counter, as long as we don't get crit. If we get crit, then we're screwed. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of stuttering. Just don't crash. I got Luna, which is actually bad because Luna causes us to almost kill her. We almost killed ourselves because we triggered Luna, because we ended up dealing more damage. That's funny. Okay, the issue is now we have to kill Lucina right now, because Lisa and Virion cannot get away. This is how you beat Chapter 4. I'm not going to save, I'm actually going to restart. I'm going to skip. Yeah, you can skip to prevent the lag. I don't want the lag because it might cause my game to crash. Okay, so that's how you beat Chapter 4 without any Renown items. So I forgot. This is the point where you get... I wanted to show this too. This is the point where you get access to wireless features. I can't access the bonus box because I can't connect to the internet, unfortunately. There's a lot of really good stuff in the bonus box, but honestly, those items are kind of overpowered. I think the Renown rewards, in my opinion, these are fair game. By the time you clear Lunatic, you will have access to all 5 of these items right here. And you have to beat Lunatic in order to unlock Lunatic Plus. So in my opinion, I think Lunatic Plus is balanced around having these 5 items. So what this allows us to do is give the Orson Hatchet to Frederick, and give the Javelin to Sumia. That alone is a massive difference in how the game is going to play out. Additionally, Chrom can use the Levin Sword. Now, even though his magic stat isn't great, the ability to counter at 1-2 range is still extremely powerful, and it will matter against enemies with Aegis and Pavis. Technically, I could use the second seal, but I don't think I have anyone valid for it yet. I think Lisa is actually our most valid second seal person, but it's not a good idea to second seal her. She can't really train up as a level 1 Pegasus Knight. It's just not worth it. Oh, the Glass Sword. Yes, the Glass Sword is actually good. Hold on. Glass Sword is good on Robin. This early Glass Sword is really good on Robin because they typically still have E rank in attack, and this will give them the chance to deal really high burst. Like, this is the highest might weapon they can equip by far. This increases their attack from 11 to 19. Like, this is the weapon you need to use if you have to get a one-shot with Robin at some point in time. And because glass weapons only require E rank, they can equip it right away, which also allows you to build up your sword rank. This is the least dangerous this guy has been the entire run, so I'm definitely going to go for him while I can. Okay, what is our damage like with the Orson's Hatchet here? 16. Okay, see, I was so confused as to why this opener didn't work last time. It's because you need the Orson's Hatchet, not the Javelin. Luna doesn't matter. It actually helped, but it doesn't matter. You don't need Luna there. All you need is... So for that to work, for that strategy to work, you either need Frederick to trigger Luna 1 time, Chrom to get a dual strike 1 time. Like, there's so many ways for that to go right. And it just happened to be the case that we got Luna. Next, I'm going to set up to face this guy. He doesn't have any resistance type skills, so I'm just going to fight him with the Bronze Sword. I'm going to put all my para partners next to me. This is going to maximize my crit chance, maximize my evade chance, lower the chance of the enemy critting me. I dodged. The boosted evade chance might have mattered. Frederick being on this stairway also makes it possible for him to dodge that attack. Look how much easier this opener is now. Just with the Orson's Hatchet makes the entire difference. Like, it makes this chapter so much more consistent. Because this guy resists magic damage, I actually want Frederick to kill him. Robin can fight this enemy. I think they can only deal 20 damage to me at most. We're going to move to the edge of this guy's attack range and repeat the same pattern. We're going to go like this. Is it worth using Thunder? I don't think so. I think the consistency of fire is important here. Okay. Oh, you know what I can do? I can trade Thunder into his hands now. Skill, luck, defense, not bad. I like all those. HP is always good. HP is actually... As good as HP is, it's even better on Lunatic Plus. HP plays around counter, it plays around Luna Plus. It's one of your best stats. Okay, we're going to trade the Thunder Tome into Robin's hands so that they're holding it when they counter this mage. I would like to stand next to Robin to boost his crit avoid, but I have to go over here and heal Frederick. Now, technically, I could... If this guy didn't have counter, I could actually just run up to him and hit him. Unfortunately, because he has counter, I can't do that. I would deal too much damage to myself, and then the knight would kill me. Instead, I'm going to have to do this, and just counter him with the Orson's Hatchet. I could also counter with the Levin Sword. What is my Levin Sword attack? My Levin Sword attack is only 12, though. I'm sure I would double him. Well, I don't know, actually. Would I double him? No, I wouldn't double him. Okay, never mind. Levin Sword's not the play. Okay, we'll do this. We should be fine here. I don't think any of these enemies have like a chance to kill us. Let me finish processing what happens this turn. Perfect. Oh, nice dual strike. That was great. All right. We don't want to stand in this guy's range because he has counter. This guy also has counter. That's annoying. Is there any way to set up a situation where we can fight this guy without killing ourselves? This is tricky. But the fact that both of these guys have counter makes them a lot harder to play around. It's not impossible, it's just going to be tricky. Or I think getting crit by this guy is less likely than Virion missing his attack, so I think it's actually better to use Robin here. The Fire Tome can kill this guy, so I'm going to switch to the Fire Tome. It's more accurate, and it's less valuable. Okay. Do I want to risk Frederick fighting this guy? I actually can't do it. I would kill myself anyway. So let's just separate from Crom. That way we have more actions available next turn. Okay, we didn't get crit. I want the Short Axe guy to not be close to us. Okay, the Short Axe guy is not too close to us. That means we can take out this guy with ranged attacks. I still think this is fine. Nice. I don't remember what Frederick has equipped though. I wasted an Orson hatchet charge. I should have made sure to... I should have accounted for the chance of Frederick's dual strike and switched my weapon to the hammer. If I had switched to the hammer there, I could have killed this guy. Do this. Levin Sword. Gotta get levels onto Crom whenever you can, and Sumia, and you have to build their support ranks whenever you can, so this is just all-around good play. Okay, now hopefully the Axe guy can't reach me. Oh my god, Axe guy and Lucina are both in deadly range. Okay, hold on. If I had... This is an example of where Vake is really good. If I had Vake, even though Vake himself can't really fight any of these enemies, he could allow Frederick to one-shot this guy. The actual goal is to kill this guy while the Armor Knight is stuck, because the Armor Knight moves very slowly. So if we fight this guy, the Armor Knight won't be able to catch us. So let's fight him. If I get a dual strike with the Bronze Sword, that's enough. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to equip the Orson's Hatchet. I want to get a dual strike with Robin here. Okay. Dual strike? No. This is where things start to get disgusting. Really gross stuff here. Okay, Lucina does not have counter this time. That's a huge thing. Can Crom survive a single combat with Lucina? If I have more speed, I can. The problem is this fellow right here. I have to find a way to get Robin to kill him. And then also take out this guy. And then with somebody who can survive within range of Lucina, which is Crom. Okay, I have to risk a crit here. That's the reality. I have to risk a 6% chance to get crit. I'm gonna go for a hammer dual strike here. And I'll even bank on the 1% thunder crit chance. Any chance that I can get to turn this in my favor. Most likely, I'm gonna have to rotate Frederick into the front. That's fine. We're hoping for hammer dual strikes. We did not get them. That's also fine. So the next thing we're going to do is this. We're going to use Virion to move Frederick into the lead. The only thing I don't like about this is that if Lucina attacks us, we're going to be stuck with the hammer. Oh, no, hold on. We can move next to Frederick. We can switch him over to the lance. Okay, so we're in a pretty good position. Lucina does not double us. Okay, so this is the last thing that we need to do. Pair up with Crom. I'm going to check my attack. Okay, so Lucina still has a crit rate against us. I think it was 11 before. It's only 6 now, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm going to kill this guy while running to the right. because this will potentially lead Lucina away from the rest of my squad if it comes down to it, which might be important. I think this is fine. This is guaranteed. So we're only risking a 6% crit chance from Lucina right now. That's the only thing that can go wrong here. We're going to put the Silver Lance into Frederick's hands, because if Lucina goes after him, I don't think she will, but if Lucina goes after Frederick, Frederick will deal much better damage with the Silver Lance, and he'll have a better chance to dodge. Okay, we're risking a 6% crit here. No crit, no crit, no crit. Nice. Get some good chip experience on Chrom too. Okay. From this position, we really, really, really badly want to kill Lucina before she has a chance to move or do anything else. I'm going to switch to the Iron Sword. It's my most accurate of my remaining weapons. Then I go like this. I'm going to chip Lucina. I'm going to skip this here so we don't get more lag. Skip the lag. Okay, we didn't get a dual strike, but we did get some solid chip damage. Now I can have Lisa grab Frederick and then attack with him. Let's try this. 24. I thought we were going to do 22. Something didn't work out the way that I thought. Honestly, letting Frederick get the kill is also fine. I'm going to let Frederick get the kill. It'll make him more consistent for Chapter 5. I'm skipping just, again, to avoid any lag. Yeah, that actually gives us an extra level going into Chapter 5. Strength. Oh, this was absolutely worth it. This will make Chapter 5 so much easier. Now, when you clear this chapter, you immediately get Lon'qu for free. And I really cannot stress how epic Lon'qu is. Like, he is so strong. He's not strong in the long term, but when he joins, he's immediately powerful. Having 13 speed, being able to buff other people's speed by a lot, having a really consistent hit rate, having a really high crit rate, having a really high chance to dodge enemy attacks, he just contributes all of the things that are useful to have, especially going into Chapter 5. I'm not going to do any more chapters today. I will check the barracks and see if they pick up anything nice. Oh my god, that's a lot of events. Yes, I do need a break. I say this pretty often, this is almost my weekly routine. After stream, I'm usually very hungry, so I'm gonna go get something to eat. For now, enjoy the rest of your day.